Hey everyone, welcome back. Since Sysman's big developer interview with Jonathan Rogers and Mark Roberts, the Path of Exile team has really kicked into high gear. That Q&A session laid bare to a lot of the frustration the community has been feeling, like from all the monster speed things, difficulty spikes, progression pacing, balance issues, you name it, and of course the overall feel of the combat. And to their credit, GG has really been listening. In the following days from that interview, they have already started pushing out some meaningful changes that actually changed the overall feel of the game, I believe, in the first part, and they've been communicating more openly about what they're working on. And patch 0.2.0.e is just one part of that, and there's a whole way of updates that have been rolled out internally first and then are now being deployed little by little over the next few days. So today I'm breaking down everything that's been patched and what's coming soon, and how these changes are shaping the future of Path of Exile 2. So guys, let's start up with the monsters. Players have been saying that in the game you can really feel overwhelmed, and especially when monsters swarm you relentlessly. And this, if you have played the new patch, you know exactly what they're talking about. And GGG has finally started tackling this problem. So the monster AR behavior has been reworked, especially human-like. Like the cultists and the fairy duns, so they won't endlessly change and cancel the attacks. Fast enemies like prowlers and stalkers now pause to walk after attacking, giving players a little bit of a breathing room. And some specific monster density has been reduced across Acts 1 to 3, like fewer bloom serpents, venomous crabs, and ranger mobs in places like the Lost City and Azak Bog. There's also a fix coming soon for inconsistent monster density. Like between the rooms, which could and should smooth out the zone pacing. There's also been 3 major boss updates. Viper Nabuatzis, Chaos Reigns are now less spammy and easy to see through. Uxmal has been made less mobile, which means that you don't have these awkward 10 seconds in between where you just stand there and look at this stupid thing fly in the air. And it can now also not reach it in midair, which is amazing. And they will use Flame Breath less, which means you have more DPS uptime. Cyclusian's arena got a major visibility cleanup. No more losing him in the foliage. Minion Bills also just got a big quality of life buff. So I'm pretty sure Gassy TV, he's very happy now. Which means basically that your revive timers now scale more gently as minion die, right? Rather than resetting to 7.5 seconds over and over and over and over again. And now you can also reuse bound minions by disenchanting the gem. You can have your tame beast squeeze through tight spots like the player can. This was a little bit of a problem we have all seen on the streams, and you probably tried it yourself. And for other player side tweaks, we have now we have the rally support, which is now usable with any melee attack. The glory from Hammer of the Gods and Spear of Solaris, they won't be consumed if your cast gets interrupted, which means if you are doing your Hammer of the Gods and you get a small stun, the glory from the ability won't be consumed, right? It's perfect. And blood boils from the Ritualist Ascendancy. Water break. And lastly, blood boils from the Ritualist Ascendancy will probably propagate even on exploding enemies. With the classes, guys, there's also been some changes, especially with the abilities. Now I'm just gonna put the abilities in the classes where they are mostly used, right? So Arc in the Sorceress now causes lightning explosions on shocked enemies, but can't shock anymore. I have Winter gains extra damage when passing through other elemental orbs. Incinerate and Frost Bomb now apply exposure for 8 seconds instead of 2 and 5, respectively. Frostbow's explosion radius is up to 50% now. Ice Nova freezes harder, and Mana Tempest has been reworked to split empowered spells instead of chaining. Mana Remnants now interacts with elemental ailments. And lastly, Ignite spread delay has been halved from 2 to 1 second, which is double the time, right? Crazy. Let's go over some CI energy shield related buffs. Energy Shield no longer blocks bleed, but CI now does. And stun ailment threshold passives now also reduce elemental ailment chances with CI, which is perfect. You don't have to go that deep into it anymore. Harried enemies can't evade you anymore. Rapid Assault always causes bleed on detonate, 67% more damage, and 20% larger AoE. Spearfield's spears now last 10 seconds and deal 30% more damage by level 20. And Hero of Blood no longer deletes the rare/unique corpses, so Ritual Sacrifice works on them now. Perfect. Temper Weapon now adds 3 empowerments per strike and is 25% faster, which means you don't have to stand there like boing, boing, boing. Just makes the gameplay much more smooth. And now the She-War can be detonated with Warcries. Maybe you can do something with the boots that does the explosion and we can one-shot bosses again. And they fixed the bug where the partial armor breaks would stick on players. Also, the monster applied armor break no longer gives extra fist damage and only lasts 4 seconds now. Stormcaller Arrow now spreads shock and got a 50% AoE buff. Lightning Rod damage is up by 30% and lasts 20 seconds now, it's a big buff. And Lightning Arrow arcs over a wider area. Tornado Shot duration is extended to 15 seconds. GGG, they also added this new support gem called Inhibitor. It prevents your skill from consuming charges and was supposed to be like a boost of damage per charge type, but the damage bonus had to be scrapped for now. Still, not consuming charges will open up a bunch of new build possibilities. We've also had some Delirium and Ritual things happening, which you probably know of. So the Delirium encounters now last 2.5 times longer, giving you more time to run around and clear and loot. And, of course, on the back end, GGG cracked down on the Ritual exploit that the players abuse the deferral cost reductions with the unique tablet. I can't remember what it was called right now. But basically what you did, you could reload Ritual forever, which you can just pick up mirrors like that. It's so stupid. And 301 accounts has been banned until the end of the league because of that. Crafting is looking a little bit better too. So we are going to get the attribute runes to help fix early stat requirements. And there's going to be more artificious orbs. And they are now guaranteed drops at fixed points in the campaign. I believe there's 12 of those fixed points. Rune crafting for wands and staves is now getting finalized. Unique affix pools for these items are being added. Rares in the end game will now always show up on the minimap, which I think this is the biggest quality of life thing we've ever seen in Path of Exile 2, which of course will make it a lot quicker to do the maps, because you don't run around the whole map trying to look for this stupid little one rare that has been hiding in the corner and you can't see. So now it's always shown on your minimap, which is perfect. Oh, and if you've been frustrated with the Martian waterways like me, I have some very good news for you. They've merged water sections to reduce the lever count by 6 on average. It is going to make the campaign like this is even making me want to like try a new campaign character, because this is a lot of the frustrations that made like the speed and the Martian waterways. Things were annoying to go through, honestly. So in the next following days, we also have some new things coming. We got the stash tabs, affinities for suggerables, fragments, breach, expedition, ritual, and even getting charms going to the flask tab. So if you guys have some extra money to spend, I will recommend you to go in and buy these extra affinities, because they will make your life feel so much better when playing Path of Exile. No more going around into these other tabs you have and find them and search. They're all there in the same stash tab. It's amazing. Atlas bookmarks. You will be able to mark locations, assign icons, write labels, jump straight to them from a handy sidebar. Perfect. So that's all for the current and upcoming Path of 2. Path of 2! So that's all for the current and upcoming Path of Exile 2 updates. Let me know down in the comments what you're most excited about, which skills you still think needs to get a little bit of a kiss, a little chef's kiss, and which system you would like to see have a little bit more of updates. I personally would love them to do more about the charges and do more of the charge regeneration, because if you're able to build up more charges, even like power charges, endurance charges, friendship charges, there will be a lot more build opportunities and build possibilities, and you're not so locked into one archetype, which you are right now in Path of Exile 2. And I don't feel that is the best way to play the game. I like, in Path of Exile 1, you can say, oh, I want to play a Lich, but I want to play, I can do an armor stack if I want to. Like, you have ways to scale and build your character in the way you want to. Well, don't do Lich armor stack, it's really bad. Don't do it. But it's just a way to say that you have limitless possibilities. But now in Path of Exile 2, it feels like there's 2 or 3 archetypes for each class that works. Everything else is kind of shit. I hope they open up more, and I think like the charge regeneration thing could be a way to do it. So that's nice. But guys, as always, please drop a like. Please sub to stay updated. And I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.
Get jiggy with it.